كيف أجاوب عن أسئلة الجرامر اللي هي القواعد الاختيارية.
Okay, so grammar MCQ. So MCQ, in case anybody isn't sure what MCQ means, is a multiple, write it over here, choice question in my lovely handwriting. Okay, it's a multiple choice question. So it means that we've got lots of different options to choose and fill in the gap. So let's look at this first one before we move on. So she usually coffee for breakfast. Okay, so when we're looking at grammar, we need to pick out keywords to try to help us decide what kind of grammar question we're looking at. Now, if you've been studying your grammar, you will know that we use this word usually. It's a keyword for the present simple. It means something that we do as a habit or a routine. So it's something that we do often. So we know that we're going to be looking for something as a present simple answer. So drinks. Is this present simple? Yes, it is. Drink, also present simple. Drinking. Drinking is not the present simple. Drinking, because we've got ing at the end there, we're using that. That would be a continuous verb that we'd need to use with the verb to be, which we don't have here. So we know that C is going to be the wrong answer. D, to drink. Now, we know that usually we can't follow usually with to. It's the infinitive form. So that's not going to be the answer either. So we know that D isn't our answer. So we're looking at drinks or drink. Now we need to think back and we need to look at the subject. So if the subject was I, you, we, or they, we know the answer would be drink. Because we are using she, which is the third person, we're going to be answering drinks because we have to add an S when we're using the third person in the present simple. So our answer here is, let's make it a little bit clearer. Our answer here is drinks. She usually drinks coffee for breakfast. Okay, let's have a look at some more examples to see if we can use the same type of thing with other ones. So here we've got, please shout, I am trying to sleep. Okay, so please shout, I am trying to sleep. So we need to look here. Are we asking the person to do something or asking them not to do something? So we can see by looking at our answers here, we've got doesn't shout, not shout, can't shout, don't shout. So here we're looking at a negative answer. Okay, we then also need to look at the type of grammar that we're using. So please shout, I am trying to sleep. Now, shout here, none of our shouts are in a continuous tense, which means that we're going to be using the present simple. So how do we make the present simple as a negative? Do we use don't? Do we use doesn't? Do we use can't? Or do we use not? So please can't shout, I'm trying to sleep. Now we know that can't be the answer because we don't use can't in the present simple to ask somebody to do something or to stop doing something. We will say can't to say it is a difficulty with something. Doesn't shout. Can we use doesn't shout? Maybe. Can we use don't shout? Maybe. Can we use not shout? No, because when we use the negative in the present simple, we need to use the auxiliary verb do, which we are using in A and D. So we also know that B cannot be the answer. Now, please shout. What do you think that could be? Do you think it could be doesn't? What do we use doesn't with? We use doesn't with he, we use it with she, and we use it with it. So third person singular. So I don't think we're going to be using it there. We've also got don't, which we use with I, you, we, they. Okay, so please shout, I am trying to sleep. So it's a statement. So what we'll be using here is don't. Please don't shout, I am trying to sleep. So there's our answer for that one. Now, our last question that we have here, we've got, so we're down here in the corner. So, they students? Yes, they are. So let's look at the type of sentence we've got here. We have got a question. Okay, so what kind of question are we looking at? We look at the answer, because what we will often find is that the question word will be in the answer. Now, yes is the answer, they is the subject, and are is the verb that we're using. So we need to look for up here what that could be. So do we have they and are in A? We do. So A could be the answer. B, do we have they and are? Yes, we do. C, be and they? We can't use that one. D, they and be? Again, we can't use that one because we're not using they and are. Now, are they students? No. Are they students? That could be the answer, couldn't it? So remember in a question, because if it was a sentence, we would say they are. Okay, they are students. In a statement, we would say they are students. In a question, we have to change the two around. So it changes from they are to are they. So our answer up here is are they students. Now, I've just noticed we've got a little mistake there. Hopefully some other people noticed that mistake. That would mean you've got a very good eye. So we've already got they written. So that already kind of gave you the answer a little bit. So that's another way for your exams. Check and see if there are any typos in the text that you've got.